Yes. Vodka and wings. What you saying,
Yeah,
boy?
yeah.
I know the ting.
Back again.
Again. And you know what? Shout out to me, yeah.
Jay went in this
The
time,
wings this
so.
week. So help
Easy,
yourself,
easy.
man.
I mean, they look nice, but
You shall be the judge of that.
you get me.
Let's see.
Need to taste them.
Put some of that.
Whoa,
super
Whoa,
food on them.
Might as
What
well
you
let me
saying?
take two from now.
Almost like
Man,
Bring it back.
It's not coming back.
Chill, bro.
Once it comes over to this side.
You're listening to the Vodka and Wings podcast.
oh,
What you saying, no, boys?
Nah, good man. Good.
Everything good.
bless
Cheers,
up, man.
man. Another Wednesday, man. Man are alive.
Yeah,
We are here.
don't know the ting.
What vodka's this we got today, then?
What's the
Come on.
vodka this week, brother?
Pineapple Ciroc.
Man brought the C-Rock.
Come on.
Came with the vocals
cheers.
as well.
C-Rock. Yo, cheers, my brother.
Cheers.
I know the
Cheers.
ting.
Yeah. All right, so
What you saying?
that one warms my soul, man. That one warms my
Yeah,
soul.
yeah.
Respect, my brother.
You're straight.
Take it.
What you saying?
Not bad,
What's
not
chicken
bad.
saying? What you saying? Give it out of 5. Out of 5. Come on. Just be honest. I know it's at least a 3. It's not the best.
3.27.
Double. Go on.
I'll go 4s.
Yeah, 4s. Alright, I'll accept that. That's nice, man. I appreciate that. It means a lot coming from you guys. I feel
I'll
like
go
giving
for
you guys a hug.
4s, right, you know.
Can I have a hug?
No.
All right. Get on with it.
Oh, God. Alright, so today, what I wanted to start off with, boys, is something quite interesting. How far would you go for the dough? Alright, so I wanted to start. So, what would you do, for £1 million? Now, I got a few scenarios, a few suggestions.
Okay.
Would you commit money laundering for £1 million? Thoughts?
Yep.
Yeah. No hesitation.
Yeah.
If you knew you could get away with it, you just do the million.
For $1 million. Yeah, that's life-changing money, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you do it for any less than that? You have to be $1 million, because you said that kind of like. You said that. Everybody else is still digesting the question. It is like, yeah. Like,
Obviously, how much that could change your life, $1 million. Buy yourself a yard, buy your mum a yard. Yeah, man, just relax, crank off.
yeah, but you could do that with 500k. Would you money launder for 500k? You could still buy your mum a yard.
It won't be as nice as the yard of $1 million.
I'll be honest.
It's a bit tricky.
I couldn't do it.
Nah.
And the first reason being is to do with my job. Obviously, a lot of that stuff goes on. You have to stop people from doing stuff like that. For me to turn around and then do it, yeah, it's not looking so good. I understand it would benefit me, but
Wait, are you talking about for $1 million or 500?
I'm talking about for $1 million.
Okay, come on.
I mean, you haven't said like the circumstances, like if I'm getting away with it or whatnot. But
Now, if you knew you could, all right. So say there's a strong it's never going to be 100%. But say there's a strong possibility of you getting away with it. Like, would ya? I'm talking 80%. Like,
I couldn't do it. Not money laundering, no.
not money laundering.
I couldn't
Too
do
risky,
that,
man.
no.
Way
I
too
wouldn't do
risky.
that.
Too risky.
Yeah, man. Because you get caught, man can't get a job in that field again. If you got $1 million,
You're now listening to Vodka and Wings podcast.
it's not worth it, man. You can damage your reputation.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, could get locked up as well.
No,
Funny thing is,
Oh, yeah.
That's obvious. That's obvious.
That's a given. What about you, though?
Me, I couldn't do money laundering. I don't think I got the capacity to do it.
No.
And I don't feel like I could get away with it either.
I feel bad now.
Man's decided. Man's had some heavy thought over that chicken, you know. Man had one wing and just changed his ways and that.
Should have talked about this personally first, man. Nah, I'd still do it though.
$1 million. Yeah. All right. So,
Oh.
would you sell drugs to make $1 million? If there was, you're in control of the possibility here. So, the possibility of you getting caught and arrested is entirely up to you. So, whether you think that's 80% or 100% is entirely down to you. Would you sell drugs? If you knew you could make $1 million, would you do it?
Mate, I will tell you right now, I will sell paracetamol for $1 million.
Wow!
I will do it.
Listen to
I
this
will
guy.
do
Getting in
it.
technicalities. What about illegal drugs?
Illegal. I'm talking like
Planting paracetamol.
I'm talking like marijuana.
Class A.
Class A, Class B. Would you sell it like to make $1 million? If you was in control of like the possibility of getting caught, like would you do it?
Yeah, I say the thing about that is, obviously, if you're about that life, you know what it comes with. So it's not even just the police; it's the other people who are watching you like on the come up and that, and then you start to like gain haters from, I don't know, the other side, like so to speak. And that world, it seems like, you know, a bit dangerous. Get me? I'm just like, yeah, just trying to live.
So
like leave me alone.
Would you do it?
I don't know. You know why? Because if the money is not clean, it's harder to do. I couldn't just go and buy me and my mum a yard and stuff like that. So it'd be a bit. It would have to be spent fast, innit? Unless I'd money launder and clean it.
It's a bit
You get
techie.
me? So I could just buy things that were like, you know, materialistic things that it's not gonna really do much to like generational wealth or nothing.
It's a sticky one
Yeah,
Listen
still.
to this guy, generational wealth.
Yeah.
You reading a book?
Don't let the go to fool you, man. And lit up, you know.
I was like, yeah, this New York cat giving motivation with his goatee. And that.
Like what? You could just go shopping and that and do all this stuff, but
There are
suppose
means
you could travel and that.
there are
that's
means and
about it.
ways. There are means and ways.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go into that, but there
You'd
are
have to
means.
clean the money on it, so then it's.
Yeah, you'd have to put it into something. For example, if like them, you see them people that come back from Dubai that have been working out there.
Yeah.
You can come back with £10,000 in cash, like in your pockets on the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, anything like significantly more than that,
You
then,
have to declare it.
then you have to declare it, and then it's liable to be taxed. But you can just bring 10k back in cash. And
But
you
a
can,
million, how many trips to Dubai you gonna have to do?
You got a point. I'm just saying there are certain loopholes. Like that's just one example. You get me? All right, so
I would like to make $1 million in dirty money.
nah. All right, so would you get in a boxing ring with like Mike Tyson right now for $1 million?
Yes.
You do it for $1 million with Mike Tyson?
I'm in.
Listen, I'm not knocking him out.
Go in.
Yeah, dog.
Like-
Yeah, now you have to, man.
I'm
Say
for-
Mike.
It's
Say
Mike
Mike.
Tyson, no, bro.
Bro, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but what if he gives you a dirty rib punch and then that's it?
That's it.
like,
I'll go
Then
down.
you go down?
I'll go down.
You might not get back up.
You got $1 million. You probably won't. You
I
probably
ain't gonna
won't.
spend it. I
Yo,
ain't gonna spend
my
Yes,
family's
I'm
set.
jumping in there quick.
Family's set.
You do it for $1 million, Mike Tyson, over the money laundering.
Yeah, bro. I'm jumping in the
What if
ring.
you get like injuries, like brain damage? Say if he
That's a
punches you in the head.
possibility.
Yeah.
Just like it is with regards to like getting in trouble via the police or via other gangs with regards to the drugs and that.
So you
me.
take that risk more than like the money
I'm
laundering.
taking the risk.
Yeah.
I'm listening to my coach, trying to do everything, going in there, trying to do the thing.
I don't even
get
need a
me?
coach. I'm just jumping in. I'll throw kicks.
Nah. I'll throw kicks. You get disqualified.
Bro,
He's bit somebody's
if you
ear
haven't,
off, bro.
if you
You
haven't
kick
been
it
a
in the wings
boxer,
and you're safe.
if you haven't been a boxer and you're gonna jump in the ring with Mike Tyson, there's nothing a coach can tell you.
But I'm talking about now. I'm not talking about 20 years ago.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Have you seen him now?
Have you seen him now?
Yeah, I know
He
what
was
he looks
still
like
knocking-
now. Still.
especially if you're not a professional boxer.
But that's what I'm saying. So you would do that.
Yeah, and I'm
What
just
if you-
talking about with regards to the trainer.
No, but
Like,
you're saying you just jump in there.
yeah, I would jump in there quick.
Nah, you need somebody in your corner saying something. Can't just be out there on your Todd.
What
swinging.
could someone say to you to fight Mike Tyson? If you're not a boxer,
They-
and you've never been boxing,
You know what trainers do
you've
though?
never
They're in the
been
corner.
boxing-
They're giving you instructions. They're telling you what he's doing. He's always coming from the right. So
you've
I don't know.
never been a
You must have
boxer-
to duck to the left.
It's a-
Like, if you're not seeing it, like they can be able to tell you.
You know how long he's been boxing for? Even if he's doing something to you, if you get told to do something else and he sees you do something else, he will do something else.
But that means that you have to change as well. You got to listen to your trainer.
But you get knocked out.
If
it
every
doesn't
boxer,
matter.
if every boxer thought that,
I'm
wouldn't
going
have
right
fought
after a
Mike
jab.
Tyson.
You know what I'm saying? If you're not a professional boxer, that's the difference.
Okay,
If you're
I
strong enough,
hear
if
what
you-
you're saying,
you're
but
jumping in there with no
bro, that
training
just makes
and
it even worse. If I'm not a professional boxer, I'm not just gonna go in there without a trainer. Like, yeah, it's just me, Mike. What you say?
Trainers not gonna out.
Don't you think
None of
that's
us-
a bigger, like a bit of a bigger risk just to go in there like headless and just, I'm just gonna go in there and try to swing with him.
I'll bang him. I'm joking.
No more motivational talk to you, bro.
I would still get in there. You know that you're gonna be gone in like the first minute or so, but
You could be
Still,
gone and
you
not
should.
like wake back up though.
That's true.
Nah, yeah.
Look what happened to Dillian White. Remember we was talking about him and Povetkin. Have you seen
Surprise.
what's happened?
That was just a surprise punch.
Medical ban, you know, bro.
Who's got a medical ban?
30 days, Dillian White.
right.
So you can't be
Didn't even see
you can't
that
be
still.
announcing any kind of like rematch. Medical ban.
I just saw a couple.
Eubank Jr. did that.
couple
Someone was
memes
like,
on
mashed up that.
Yeah,
bird.
I went to
Cool,
see.
innit?
Yeah, went to
Oh
see him in
yeah,
hospital
yeah,
and that.
That was
yeah.
a mad
You get me?
thing.
And then the guy was like, "Oh, I don't want to like. Obviously, I don't want to see you now." Kind of thing.
Yeah,
Eubank was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"I'm sorry, but
For $1 million, I take the risk.
Yeah, I'm jumping in, bro. I'm jumping
Yeah,
in.
for a meal. Got to.
I'm jumping in.
all right, all right. Would you go on TV? Yeah, your face is covered. Yeah. Your face-
Oh.
Oh,
Go on. Finish it. Go on.
Let's hear this.
Go on.
man.
Would you go on TV? Yeah, your face is covered, so you can remain anonymous. Yeah, but you have to kiss someone's foot. Would you do it for $1 million?
Bro!
Whose foot?
Whose foot?
Whose foot?
Yeah.
Eh?
Whose foot?
Do you know Pistol Pete? No. That man
Pistol
is-
Pete?
No, Pete the Feet. Pete the Feet.
Oh, I was going to say the tennis player.
No, Pete the Feet. You
Isn't
know
he
about him? Local
Isn't he
legend
like
and that.
Mosley?
Ain't
Mosley's
wore-
over-
ain't wore shoes in like 25 years.
Actually,
He's got one of them scooters with his name
Wow.
on it.
I'm sure that was someone's dad from school.
Would you kiss his feet? $1 million.
Ooh.
Ain't wore shoes in 10 years. Yeah.
Wait,
Or
what,
20 years.
what is it? Just like a peck and that?
Nah, like you going in.
What do you mean
What is
going
going
in?
in?
What you doing?
Huh? So you have to run your tongue over some part of his foot.
Mate.
$1 million.
nah.
No, you wouldn't do it for $1 million.
No.
What to say? What to say? Double your money, yeah.
2 million.
Or quadruple your money. But you have to involve like.
Nah, that's grim.
You wouldn't do it for
Nah.
You could buy yourself a new tongue. Don't you think that's less of a risk than,
Bro.
than bite tongue?
I think if certain man was shown the actual money and they seen it, they would like.
Man better
give it a
wash
go.
his man better wash
They would
his
give it a
feet,
go.
sir. Man
not
better
consider it?
Pete the feet better wash his
It's
feet.
like it's like a borderline form of prostitution. Though, really.
Who'd you
Really,
pay?
nah, it's like sort of like a sexual favor, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tell the truth. Like sucking off a man's foot.
I never said
not
sucking
wrong.
up.
It does
I said
sound grim
kissing.
still.
Yeah,
It
but you
sounds
said
grim.
using your tongue.
Yeah, but you're not suck like that's.
Wait a minute.
All right, licking a man's foot and that's wrong.
What's $1 million
Would you
pounds?
do it?
Huh?
Would you do it?
Would I do it for $1 million? I'd definitely consider it. You're anonymous. Could it be anybody?
That is true still. I forgot about the anonymous thing. But obviously, you know when you know yourself.
You know in your heart.
You know when you know yourself.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
How you gonna like?
I fly to America and get the finest dental treatment.
If someone
How you gonna
points you
explain
out,
where
like,
your
they'll be
money
like,
came from?
So
Yeah,
what?
but
I got $1
that's
million.
my man from Vodka and Wings. Like, it's long. That's our whole podcast out the window. I gotta come and sit back here.
And next man,
about
I ain't
you?
sharing your drink, dog. Stop pushing your drink away and that, mate.
I would be horrified if somebody said that to me, bro. Yo, don't share a drink with him. Oh, bro.
Pushing your drink away and that.
No, that's a fight talk, that is. Hey, you know about him. Don't share your drink with him, fam. Hey!
That's a football cat.
If you did with $1 million, what would the first thing you'd do with it though? Like, what would you do with it? Like, I'm hearing houses, which is always a good shout.
All right,
Like, what
so
would you do?
in the way that life is set up right now, any form of like debts that you have, they'd have to get paid off. Like, I don't know, any houses, like any loans like that, like kind of thing. But you have to remember at the same time, like $1 million, it's not gonna stretch that far like, as well. So I would, you can't be like, oh yes, I'm gonna help this person, help that person, and because like I know like when people are younger, they're thinking, yeah, I'm gonna do this kind of thing, but nah, it doesn't really work out like that. it don't work out like that.
Well, so what do you mean, like? So when you say it don't work out like that, you mean like they've got all these grand ideas to spend it on like things.
Yeah, because all right, so you'll think, oh yeah, boom. You either want to buy a new house or buy a car, like.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it depends how much the house is that you want to spend as well, because you've got $1 million. Like how much you want to spend, you can't just go spend 700,000 on a new house and then go and get like what's it called, a Maserati.
Money done?
Like, Lamborghinis and that, like, yeah, your money's soon done. Like,
So what?
You haven't
so,
been. Because with me, I'd wanna help, like, you know, few family members and stuff like that. Like, you get me. I wouldn't want to just like keep it to myself. I'd like wanna help out too, kind of thing. So I'm not even trying to go mad. As long as like my house is looked after, and like any debts that I'd have in that, then I could help family in that. You get me?
That's the
I don't
first
even really care about getting a new car. Like I'm calm with like how it is at the moment. I'd rather please like other people,
fair
so
play.
to speak. You get me?
Fair play. Well, what about you? What about you? Know, what would you do?
Probably do the same. I'd probably like get a mortgage. I wouldn't buy it outright.
Okay.
Um,
Would you put like a heavy deposit down though?
I'd put a yeah.
So like 50%. So your mortgage is there, but it's a smaller one. So
Yeah. Because I think if you buy a house outright, you've lost like a big chunk of money.
I wouldn't say it's lost because it's still.
No, not lost, but you've
Yeah, you haven't got it.
you've-
You haven't got it. You haven't got the.
If you get the
physical
mortgage,
cash.
you pay more.
Yeah, over time. Yeah.
Yeah, over time. But when you have money in the bank, I don't probably not now, but the interest on it will
Correct.
probably kind of pay for itself, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I
hope.
suppose, yeah.
Well, yeah, well, that would have been the thought like before pre-COVID, but you know, having that that money in the bank that will sort of like pay for the mortgage and stuff, so it allows you to still have a certain amount of money in your bank that you can play with, go on holidays.
Yeah. So you'd basically, you buy your yard or whatnot, and then like kind of like live off the interest or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I'll try to.
You try to.
I wouldn't be too
Well,
flamboyant with it.
what about you?
I'd probably do something similar. You know the fact that you can't like buy a house in a day. I'll probably be celebrating.
I can't buy a house in a day, so splashing on zero.
Invite the lads.
Me, I'm just saying, yo,
Don't forget me.
weekend's coming. I ain't going back to work for now. I know that much.
Would you cook
And I'll
that
be
all
like-
together?
Nah,
Ooh, that's
probably
a
for
shout,
bit.
you know.
Would you? Would you cook?
I
that?
don't think I would.
I wouldn't
I
want
would
to
be up
quit
for-
work, no. There is something that I would want to do. And so it depends how much money that I do have. What I would want to do is, you know, like have a franchise.
What? Okay.
Have-
In what kind of field?
Well, this is it. It depends what's banging, and obviously I'd get some advice on that. But you'd want something that's banging and something that, you know, is definitely getting you in money in it.
Yeah.
So it would still be something that I'd have to look into, but I'd want something that's generating money for me in it. You get me? So that's what I would want.
Yeah. So you've always got a bit of income coming in, regardless if you work or not. Innit?
Yeah. So I don't literally have to be there doing whatever it is. Like, there could be people there doing it for me. Hopefully that's successful. Could get another one. Get me? So
I think what I would do, I'd buy 4 properties. Because if you own 8 properties, you're classed as like a small like letting agency basically. So anything more than that, then you have to like do a lot of like logistical work, which I'm not really into. But I'd definitely buy 4 properties, and they wouldn't be like large ones either.
how much?
I'm looking at like flats, and I'd be renting them to the city council. So although the money will be overall lower, like
Good shout,
it'd be lower, it would be more consistent because they're paying regardless. They pay you, and then they get their money from whoever's paying them or whoever's residing there, even if nobody's in there. You know what I'm saying? That'd be the first thing I do. Second thing I do, obviously I help family, but like I wouldn't help them by just giving them straight cash. You get me?
Yeah, try and just buy something for them.
I'm trying to do
pay off
something
their
that's
mortgage
yeah,
or
so
do
that the
something.
money's tied up into something, whether that be like a PC, a mortgage, or like you've got like I don't know, you could put that down on a car or something that's of like something that you can physically see, like that's mine kind of thing, or I
asset.
paid something off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I hear that.
That'd be the first thing I do, and then I'll put some of it in a high interest account. I've thought about this, you know. Just with
Would you
them
take
feet
it-
appetizing.
Would you take any time off work?
Yeah.
Would you take any time off work?
Yeah, I'd finish work.
Yeah.
I'd start working. Yeah. I'd go and do something that I really want to do, like youth work or something like that. Like something that doesn't necessarily pay me, but I just enjoy doing it. You know what I'm saying? I like what I'm doing now, but I just don't. There's things about it surrounding the thing that I do like that I don't like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can't change it.
I get what you're saying.
I
And I'm
def-
self-employed as well, so I would just definitely take some because I can just jump in and out of my
Yeah.
employment. So I definitely take some time off and sort out the properties and everything.
I
That's
definitely
good.
get
That would
that
be
money.
calm.
Yeah.
100%. And I probably wouldn't get a new car either. Like you said.
Nah.
Going to the council sounds like a smart one. Dealing with talents direct.
Long?
Sounds a bit long.
Yeah.
You
Trust
get
me.
To be
me?
honest.
You got Dave from down the road. You knock on his door asking for the rent and that.
Man's giving me
It's
a
like I
bare
done it.
excuses.
You see Snoop Dogg turn up with a Just Eat. Oh yeah, you ain't got no money for me when you buy takeout.
Man.
Nah, I'm not having that. Not having that.
Hey.
Tell them to bring me my
My
money.
money.
Jeez.
All right, so you're now listening to the Vodka and Wings podcast.
Uh-oh.
Nah, Jacob Blake. Thoughts quickly, because there's a whole thing surrounding this. Now, obviously, this problem is a little bit ongoing. You get me? It's a little bit ongoing. So, what thoughts initially about what happened?
I just think it's something we're seeing way too often. It's just injustice, innit? And it always seems to be targeted at black people with how the police are treating people. From what it's been showed and stuff, and it just looks like they haven't really thought about what they're doing.
Yeah,
And I think a lot of it's to do with fear.
yeah.
I think a lot of it is to do with fear with the police. It's obviously more over in America and that, but I think a lot of it is to do with fear and their judgment of black people in general.
Do you think?
They see us as a higher risk of something going wrong or something happening to them, so they just think,
Do you think
And it needs to be-
in any way, shape, or form
treat
it was
us bad.
justifiable what the police officer did?
nah, not at all.
Nah, that
Can't-
don't make no
and-
sense.
Even one bullet. Say if you shot him once, do you think that would have been
It's
justifiable?
not justifiable,
Nah.
but they will try and make it justifiable by
not at all.
saying now he ran to his car. So
Nah,
I don't
he
know
just
what he was
walked.
getting out of his car. He could have got a gun. So that's why
Yeah.
I feel like they would have used the excuse of didn't know what he was going to be getting out of his car, so we started to shoot him. Could have
From
got
my
anything.
understanding, didn't they ask him for something?
Yeah. His driver's license.
So that situation would happen with every single stop around the country. They've got to ask someone for something, and to assume that they're gonna get something to kill them is a bit mad. Like whoever they stop, they're gonna say, "Have you got any ID on you?" All right, let me get my ID out. Boom! Everyone should be getting shot then if that's the case.
It might have been in
They should be
the
shooting the lady from down the road and my man at the shop, and they should be
Yeah,
shooting
they're
everyone if
asking
that's
for
the
it.
case. Because everyone's got to go for something. You get me? And if you've asked for him to get it, then it's just a bit mad to just say, "Yeah, I'm gonna unload my clip. I didn't know what he was getting," even though you asked him to get certain.
Nah, it is a bit
Bro.
deep. So in that situation, all right, how do you think it should have been dealt with?
if they was scared or they've asked him for something, they should have stepped away from him, so giving themselves distance to kind of judge what he was getting out of his car, or even hid behind wherever they needed to hide, so that if he was to have got a gun out, he's protected. They're protected in that sense, but I don't think it should have been a case of they should have been that close to him if they wanted something, and it seemed like a heated moment. So they should have kind of calmed the situation down. I think they kind of kept it, and it was very high.
Do you think the officer went in with
He went in aggressive.
I wouldn't even say. Do you think he went in with any kind of preconceived ideas?
Yeah,
Yeah, of
standard.
course.
Yeah.
That's what always
Because his
happens.
gun was drawn from long time. Like it was already out. Like yeah, I'm ready to do this.
He let him go all the way into his car and then shot him. Like, he didn't need to let him go into his car. He could have stopped him before. He could have shouted, give him some kind of warning. Or even just dragged him up and take out. But they used tasers as well over there. Mate, you get me? But you decided to shoot him in the back 7 times.
Yeah, and I feel like they used the worst possible force. Like, as you said, they didn't try and tackle him. They knew that he never had a weapon when he was walking to his car. Or he never had anything in his hand, so they could have tried to tackle him. They could have tried to taser him. They didn't try any of it. They just had their guns out like, I'm going to shoot you.
Pat, pat.
I think.
Yeah.
I think he went in there. I personally think he went in there with a preconceived idea. I think he had an idea of what he really wanted to do. Like you said, his gun was drawn early. Do you know what I mean? And he gave him an instruction. From what's been suggested and the information that's been out, he gave him a instruction to do something. So in that instance, if he looks like he's complying with his instruction, you shouldn't be getting more aggressive or more alert or more fearful. Do you get what I mean? If he's asked him to do something and the guy's complying, that means he's in a state where he can understand what you've said to him and go and act on it, innit? Rather than him asking him to go and get something and then what are you doing? You just asked me to get something. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that.
It's almost like a catch-22.
That's what
I want you to do something, but I don't want you to do it.
Yeah.
Because
So
now I'm going to shoot you.
Yeah,
Hey, make up your mind.
that's what I'm saying, and I think like obviously his children were in the car as well, which was a deep thing. So like, regardless if he makes full recovery or not, they're gonna be in trauma, and it's gonna be a self-fulfilling prophecy where they're just gonna grow up now, and the police officers are bad in it.
They're saying that he's paralyzed, isn't it?
Serious? Is that? I didn't.
Yeah. Saying he's paralyzed, bro.
And the amount of times they shot him, that was way excessive. Even if he's saying that he thought he was getting a gun or whatever, because from his angle, it might have seemed a certain type of way, whatever he was reaching out. But the way he shot him, you can't. There's no excuse for that.
Allegedly, he was handcuffed to his bed as well.
Yeah, I heard that. So in the hospital, he's
Yeah,
receiving
yeah.
treatment.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think every other potential felon is treated like that. If you got what I'm saying, like there's no way that everybody who's under a potential conviction is gonna get cuffed to the bed when they're injured. Do you know what I mean?
But what did he actually do wrong though? For
I
him
don't
to
even
be-
think they was after him. Didn't he stop a fight or something? Allegedly.
Yeah.
for him to be one shot in the back 7 times and then also handcuffed to the bed like he committed a crime.
But he was supposedly breaking up like a altercation between two women in it, and the police arrived, and then that was obviously what transpired is what we've been seeing on like TV, media, and whatnot. You get me? Which is kind of deep still, but like what do you think the result of it is? Like, there's been riots and that. There's obviously been a few talks and that. Like, what are your thoughts on the riots and where it's going at the moment?
I don't think the riots. It's all good having riots, but it's violence against violence, isn't it? Really, in that sense, because they have the riots, then the police come, or the tactical team or whatever, and then it's just violence against violence. And I think the message of why they're rioting or what the purpose of it is, it gets muddled up in the violence. So it's like, what's the point?
Agreed.
If you're gonna do it, you have to do something that's gonna stand out, that will not create another violent scene, which means people are gonna get killed, people are gonna get injured. It's a vicious circle that keeps on happening.
So what would you suggest though? Because would you say that at the moment we've tried to do all those kind of things? We've tried to speak about it. We've tried to like be politically correct.
There's no right way to protest.
Because people
You're
will think,
protesting authority. Whatever way you do it, you're protesting. So you're going against whatever they're saying. So however you try and do it, it's gonna be wrong to them. You get me?
So what are your thoughts on like the riots and that then?
I don't actually know any kind of solution to this. I just think it's so systematic and that it's not something that's going to go away anytime soon by any one particular action.
I think the riots here are a little bit. It seems disjointed because it obviously now there's a reason to be like, these guys are out here rioting and they're trying to convince everybody that Black Lives Matters, but yet they're out here looting and rioting and that. So in one sense, I can see what they're trying to say with regards to that, but in the second sense, like people are angry, they don't know what else to do. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, there's been a lot of oppression. Do you get me? And then there's people that just feel like there's no other option other than just to get aggressive and just like start smashing places up and
yeah.
do you know what I mean?
I think that there's been times where they've tried to do the right thing by not being violent and it's not worked, and they've done it and it's not worked, and they've done it and it's not worked, and it's like, well, this hasn't worked. This being, let's say, politically correct. So let's fight fire with fire, but it still ends up with the message being muddled up because it's violence against violence. Yeah, some people understand violence against violence, but it's not gonna work against someone or people like that.
No, I agree.
It's got to hit them where it possibly hurts.
I agree.
Where that is.
I think the violence, obviously, at the end of the day, people are gonna start smashing stuff up. But if they really want anything to happen, they obviously got to sit down and talk. You know what I mean? And there's people that are trying to do that, and then there's people that are looting. There's people that are just not saying anything, and then it's just all disjointed. If you just had one, like, if there was just one unified voice just saying, right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna try and attempt some dialogue and see where it takes us.
Need a people party.
We do. You need some kind of like
There needs to be
collaborative, you get me?
a people party, because the parties that are out at the minute, they're not for the people, so to speak.
But there's, like you said, it is systematic. I think there's always a common denominator. Like, you're not gonna see this happening in like Beverly Hills because people are like, it's more affluence there. People have got a bit more money, so they're not gonna be. If they get stopped by the police, they're just not even compliant, but just like there's no fear of that happening because they've got money. Like, there's no reason for the police to be stopping me. Everybody around here drives that kind of car, and you know what I mean. Everybody's got a bit of money. It's a bit flashy, but you drive downtown to LA, you know what I mean? You see downtown LA, you see somebody driving a car, they're like, well, why have you got that here? Do you get what I mean? There's that kind of aspect, and I think the poverty thing is a common denominator as to why people are angry, because they've got no money, they're being oppressed, and then they're being systematically picked on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
They
then
got
they think
less to lose, isn't it?
exactly. So then
The people that are living up Beverly Hills, like, I ain't right, and I'm in my nice house. I got this, I got that. But then the people that are downtown, the ones that are getting killed and stuff like that, it's now we need to say something, because even before the writing and processing, they're getting killed.
yeah.
So that's how you got to look at they're getting killed and then say, all right, we're getting killed, but let's talk. Like, it's a bit mad, isn't it?
Nah, it's
Like,
true still. That's a bit
you
mad.
gotta think of it in that kind of environment, how you'd feel. Mad. It's a bit different in the UK, but no.
That's true.
Nice.
And I think there are like some high profile cases that have been exposed, but obviously on a daily it probably happens way more regularly than we're ever gonna find out about. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And then people are then saying, oh, it's like they already see what's on the TV and thinking it's only one guy or whatnot. There's no need to be so. But realistically,
It's
the
more
stuff
than
that happens all the time and you don't know about it. Like, stuff that happens here, you don't know about it. You just think, what? Because it's not on the news that it's not happening. Like, it is. People are getting stabbed. People are getting shot. Like, stuff's happening.
Way before camera phones.
Yeah, you get me. You just don't know about it. You get me.
nah, it's true. I think it's a sticky one, man. Like, it would be good in my eyes if there was just a bit of a collective, just someone to organize the anger and frustration and be able to articulate themselves well enough to be able to speak to people in power, rather than just be like my man from the block and that, and he's just like rapping to like the president or something, and he's trying to get his point across, and he's not. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a certain level of like communication that needs to be had for him to be able to express clearly how people are feeling and why they're feeling it. Like, someone like Akala, you get me?
I
Akala can speak, but he's still like. He's still rolled, you get me? So he's like,
he's good like that.
do you know what I'm saying? I think that's what's missing. I think that's what's needed, in my opinion. I could be wrong, man.
You're now listening to the Vodka and Wings podcast.
Coming off this now, but like, what do you think about the actual response to it? To that
From like
incident?
Trump and stuff.
Yeah. To like for that incident specifically.
I haven't actually seen like the response, and I've just heard people talk about it on social media, so not really too
Yeah.
sure how it's gone down.
So he's basically saying he's basically focusing on the writing, saying that we're gonna
focusing on
clean
the
these
cause,
writers
right.
up. Yeah. He's not really interested in the cause. He's not really interested in the history or whatnot, or just the amount of times happening. All he's saying is like, we're gonna clean this up. We're gonna clean this up. I'll get the servicing or whatever, and we'll just get it sorted. And like, he was on TV the other day saying that like we went in there, we cleaned it all out, and then we're gone within 24 hours, like 48 hours. Sorry.
surely they need to look at the problem within the police force first before they look at the writing, because if nothing happens within the police and them doing their misdemeanors, then there would be no riots, which means that they wouldn't need to then clean up. So they need to look at the police or the people that they're hiring as police, educating them as well, to then not have the riots, to then not have the cleanup job.
I get what you're saying.
So it's all good him saying, yeah, we've cleaned up, but it's a mess that started within the police
I get what you're saying.
or the society of those people.
So, education is important still. So would you say it's all on them though? Do you think like as a people, black people need to be educated?
everyone needs to be educated. Like
So
we,
like how?
we,
So
we
what if you're
all-
saying? What if a
we all
man
live-
comes to you and says, "All right, say if you're telling me I need to be educated, my brother's just been shot 6 times, 7 times in the back. Like, what do I need to be educated about?"
No,
What would you say?
I wouldn't say he needs to be educated, but the person that's committed the crime, they need to kind of either something needs to happen to them where they face their what they've done, either go to court, whatever, sit in jail for however long. But they also need to within the police, they need to educate if they're serving in a specific area, they need to know the demographics of that area and also the culture of the area. They can't just go in there with
I
their
think they know.
Beverly Hills mentality
Nah, they
to
know,
go
bro.
I
into
think they
the.
know. I think the ones that are in the area that's heavy, like gang violence or whatever, they know exactly where they're working. They're educating in that sense.
Yeah,
Definitely.
because they're living, breathing it,
Definitely.
innit? So you're not gonna go to work every day and then see a vending machine and be like, "Oh, I never knew that was there." You get me? You've only been there for the last 10 years. You get me? You've been walking
Yeah, but
past
they can't always assume that us as a people are all the same.
No, but it's their job to find out, though, innit? Because they're,
But there's ways about going about doing their job though. Like, I don't think it's always about being heavy-handed.
no, of course it is.
Sometimes you gotta be a bit tactful.
No, of
in
course.
And that's
terms of
another
what you do.
reason why, in a sense, not condoning violence on violence, but I think the riots and the uproar is bringing a bit of change. Because I reckon you see, like with George Floyd, when we had all the riots and whatever going on. I reckon if no one cared and everyone just brushed it under the carpet, I don't reckon them police officers would have got arrested.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
reckon, and I even reckon there's probably some police out there that would do the same thing. But now that that's happened, they're a bit more cautious when they're stopping black people. They're thinking, you know what? Let me not be too hasty, cause this could be another kind of bad
Yeah.
case that blows up and I get arrested and my face is all over the news and stuff. So there could be some police officers that are in there thinking, nah, you know what? Let me just take time.
Yeah.
Get me, let me try and speak to him a little bit first. You get me?
Just not this guy.
Like, clearly not that guy, but I'm
Yeah.
saying I do reckon it's hit home to some police.
Nah, it's
Definitely.
true. I think in that aspect,
And
I
it
think-
wouldn't have happened if there were an uproar about the situation.
yeah, you are right. I do think though, just to like close this up, I do think that as a people, I think we need educating. Like, yeah, we're writing now, but them same man that were writing and like looting and that, they've got beef on the block. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, how you beefing
Yeah,
looking at the next
definitely.
brother and then saying Black Lives Matter, but then you got beef with my man from down the road. Do you know what I'm
it's
saying?
true
Like,
still. You're
and
right.
that's a problem. Like, if it was all together and it was a straight like you versus us kind of thing, then it would be completely different. But because we got like factions of people that are just arguing amongst each other, like nothing's ever gonna get more than a riot.
But still,
Do you
though,
know what I'm saying?
we still shouldn't be painted with the same brush. Because even if you go to areas where there's hardly any black people and they're doing the same thing, they will never get treated the same outside of that situation. Like you could see a black person that's might not be involved in any gang, but they already get presumed in that kind of way. You get me?
yeah.
So they always get looked in that kind of way.
Nah,
So-
I do agree still. I don't. It's on both sides, man. Like education needs to go on both sides, and I think nobody's talking to each other. It's just aggression, and there's no like articulation. People are just angry and they're venting. You get me? Like you come out of a football match, you see your favorite player playing rubbish. You just start venting about him, even though he's top goal scorer the last 4 seasons in a row. You get me? You coming out that match like he was whack, like everything he did was rubbish. Like in that instance, you're just angry in it. But then when you sit back and reflect, you're like, right, like my man's been doing bits the last 4 seasons, and I'm going on like that.
I think I overreacted.
You get me? So it's one of them. One of them. All right, so
Wait, how many rings you man had?
I haven't had any, so don't be looking at the wings like say you're looking to dip back in because I've made plenty. Like I got 3 left. Thanks, guys.
Alright.
Have you not had any?
No, I haven't. I'm
Fair
saving it,
play.
you get me? I'm
They're
saving
yours.
it.
They're yours, and you made them.
Thanks for that.
Well done.
Thanks, Chief.
Cool.
All right, so what I wanted to go talk about next is a funny memory from school.
Oh, mate.
Funny memory from school, boys. Have a think. School was a hectic
Boy.
time. Hormones are raging. You get me? Spots. Women. Trying to be the best footballer in the year. Trying to be the fastest in the year.
Come on. Come on.
My picture was on the wall. That's all I'm saying.
What, in your,
That
in,
picture
what,
look
in,
fruity.
in,
know
in your house?
Man, the picture's only for like this. Man, that's nothing to be proud of, man.
Where's your picture?
I didn't want a
Where's
picture.
your pictures of your phone?
Very much.
Pictures on his phone, man's licking his phone screen and that.
No picture, man.
Oh, shit.
Tight shorts, you know.
I was well hung. You get me? You get down, you know?
Oh,
Well hung.
Oh shit.
Alright.
You're now listening to the Vodka and Wings podcast. Come on, Jake.
You know.
I got one.
But
I don't even know if it's funny, but I got a memory. Alright, so it starts back like from my house. So like basically I was young in it. I think I must have been in like year 7. And there was gonna be a non-uniform day in it. So like I'm thinking, yeah, man's planning what he's like gonna wear and whatever. This is the first one that I'm having at secondary school, innit? You get me? So obviously, like any girls that I might have interest in, like obviously the people who I hang around with need to make sure that I look calm and that. So like basically, it started at home for like my mom, yeah, my mom/dad must have got me some trainers in it. Like, boom, got me some trainers, but bro, they got them from like round the corner. Like from the high street, like I'll be honest, like, they weren't the best. Like obviously, like so, man's like, nah, like these ain't the ones. Like, can't I have some different ones? I'm being told no. Basically, what's happened is my mom, yeah, she's like managed to convince my uncle to like speak to me about them, to like say, oh, they're good trainers. Like, my man's got into my head, yeah, and he's made me think they're on the same level or even better than like Adidas and Nike. Oh, so I'm like, yeah, like I got these. Oh, man didn't know that still. Like, you get me? So I put on these trainers, bro. I bops into school, bro. My days, when I tell you, Bear Man was laughing at me. Oh my bro. Man were like, yo, I thought they were just your PE trainers. Bro, oh my days. Yeah, it was a bit mad still. Like, obviously, I look back on it and it's funny. But at the time, bro, I felt small, you know. I'll be honest, I didn't wear them again. I needed some new trainers. I went back home. I had to say, like, you done me dirty. Get me? It's a family thing. I was like, yeah, just convince him. Convince him that they're good. Like, nah, come on, man.
Nah, those things used to happen in school. I think, like, so for me, I was going to school and like my mom's cool. I love my mom, but she was like, she's all up.
Well done.
That's a start.
That's a disclaimer.
I think we all love our mums.
Nah, but I'm about to say something. So she made me iron a seam in my trousers, and it like that was bad enough in school. You get me? Having a big boy thick line running through the middle of your trousers, and it. She used to make me iron a seam into my trousers. So that was the start anyway. My second thing was my trousers were a little bit swingy at the bottom. You get me? Like, I don't know, a couple inches short. Socks are on show.
White socks.
Those are my PE socks.
Okay.
Red.
What the killer was though, like, I think I might have been in food tech or textiles. I remember because it was the lesson after lunch. So I'm sitting there and like I'm sitting there doing whatever and that, and I'm feeling draft and that, and I'm seeing people laugh and I'm thinking, what's going on? Like, are people just laughing and that? And, like, I'm getting the textiles from like the bin and that, the sewing kit and that, and then I'm going back to my seat and people are like looking at me and then looking down and thinking, what's going on? Bro, I had a wham hole in my trousers. I'm splashing pure leg on your pure leg in my feet, you know.
Oh,
And then you know what? To top that off, I went home and told my mum I got a beating. Where you coming over mashing at your trousers?
oh shit! Oh wow!
Hey,
Yo, it was peak, man. School was
Good times, man. Good times.
school was the different.
Yeah,
level.
nah.
What about you?
I'm trying to think of one. Probably got a few, but I don't know, man. I have to probably ask ours, man. He probably knows a few.
all I know, is that this geezer, when he was in school, bro, he never wanted to share.
Share sweets.
He never wanted to share. Like, I'm a man who likes sweets, innit? This guy used to have sweets regular.
Yes.
He's got a bag of sweets, bro. A bag of sweets full.
From College Road. College Road.
Man got the sweets out. Obviously, ours is in the sweets. I'm going over. It's my brethren. All gone.
Nah.
Yo, we give us a sweet. Man's like, nah. I'm like, bro, give me a sweet. He's like, nah. Alright.
Can't even lie.
You just want to eat them yourself? He's like, yeah. I was thinking, bro, like, obviously, I'm not gonna take his sweets, like. All right, like,
He used to take my sweets.
get me. Nah. I didn't take his sweets.
He was a bully.
He's lying.
He took my sweets.
He's lying.
Mine.
He's lying. He's lying. I didn't take his sweets.
Nah,
I do know a story. Oh, nah, it's quite bad.
Wait, which one was it?
I
know
in the
it's
sports
one. I was thinking about that one, but nah. Allow it.
you can't say that. Now you got.
Oh, that is jokes. Oh, that
It's
is
not even a
jokes.
long story.
It's a short story. It's a short story.
Short story.
Basically, yeah.
Got time.
Sports all, innit?
Yeah.
I think what year was we in? Yeah.
I'm sure it was
Year 8 or year 9. We're in the sports hall now. Playing basketball, and then I forgot what his name was. The basketball teacher.
PE teacher.
Mr. Hebden.
Manda.
Nah, it's, Mr. Andrews. Mr.
Oh,
Andrews. He used to do geography. He used to love basketball and that. You forgot the bibs, innit? Back then.
What do you mean?
I was short and fat. So now, he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to divide it up to skins and tops. I was like, whoa! I was like,
There was girls in the sports
yeah, I was like, he was like, skins, non-skins, skins, non-skins, skins, non-skins, skins. I was like, nah, I ain't doing it. I said, I'm not playing anymore. I don't know when.
This is right, Do you know why? Because I know he's gone back to the staff room and he's like, I made him take his top off.
Oi, bro.
Plays man's moms and that.
Bro, it was.
You didn't take off his
I didn't take my top off.
He left.
I was like, nah, fuck this on gun. But you know what? I'll be honest. It was bad though, because back then obviously there was girls there, and I was probably a bigger chest than they was at that age. People were like, oh yeah, I'll change with you. He was like, no, he has to do it. I was like, nah, I ain't. And then I just ran out. I was like, nah, I ain't doing it.
Brother, where did you go? To the toilets.
Now changing rooms.
And did what sat there?
Nah, I got changed. Got changed.
His PE
And
stuff.
yeah. At my PE, yeah.
Yeah,
No, it wasn't PE. It was after school.
Yeah,
It was after school. Yeah. And then I just waited for everyone.
That's emotional, that is, bro.
Looking back, it's raw, isn't it?
It was, but it was funny at the same time.
At the time, I was Bennett.
Friends.
Trust me. It was.
Now
funny,
it's like raw. Like teachers were doing that. Yeah, wouldn't even let a man switch with somebody else. He's like, nah, your skins.
Like, that teacher was raw though, because one time he took us to the cottage and he made some farmer come out with a shotgun on us.
Serious?
Yeah, because he used to always talk about it was in the SAS. And
Who?
went to the
Mr.
cottage.
Andrews?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Like, he
love
used to
Mr.
be in the
Andrews.
SAS, and then we've come out the cottage now. He's like, we're gonna go on a night walk. Obviously, in the cottage in the fields, there's no street lights and nothing.
Yeah,
It's
it's dark,
pitch
innit?
black, and it's like everyone stayed together. And then we went through these hedges. Come on, kids, everyone walk with me. And all the word was, "Get off my farm!" And it's like, kids, everyone, come back, kids, run!
You climbing in the road.
It was a mad thing.
Oh
He's
shit!
like, yo, what if you had shot us? Like, we was all gassing that, but it was just mad looking back. Like, man, put us all in danger.
in danger, cash.
He was.
Nah, Mr. Andrews was wicked. He's the reason I took geography, bro.
Was it?
Yeah,
Now,
he
you know
used to come in the class and be like, yeah, your mum. Like, bro, had the whole class laughing at you and that, like, bro, like early like that.
Nah, he was like one of the like down to earth teachers.
Yeah, he was cool. He didn't
one-
mess about though. He didn't mess about. He was cool.
Nah, school
he
was
was
good
cool, he was
times, man.
cool.
I had a few altercations at school.
he
Remember when happy slaps are going round?
Wee,
Oi.
wee.
Got me into a situation. Basically, on the weekend, I must have been chilling with my friends outside school, and one of my friends must have happy slapped somebody in the park. And obviously, I've got it on my phone. I recorded it, so I've come to school now. I'm showing everyone in registration that, like, everyone's laughing. Gone to my next lesson, you know, you split up to different people. So I'm showing different people now. I'm like, yo, look at this, look at this. And I went to my IT class now towards the end of the day. Showed some of my brethren. I was like, yo, look at this. They're looking at it. Like, wait there. That's my cousin. That's my cousin. I was like, yo. I didn't slap him. Hey, and there was a bunch of them and they were vexed for the whole lesson now. We've come out the lesson. They're like, yo, come. My brethren's outside. He's waiting for you. He wants to fight you. And I'm thinking, how did he get here so fast?
Well, maybe.
Nah, this is long. He's like, yeah, he wants to fight you one-on-one. I'm like, it's long. I didn't slap him. You get me? You know me? He's like, nah, come. He's gonna fight you. He's gonna fight you. It's long, so I just had to scrap. Scrap over.
I said you had to scrap.
That's long.
Did you win or lose?
I won no still. Come on. Yeah, man took 2 hours that day.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Oh shit! That is.
That's my cousin. I was like, raw. I never slapped him though.
Well, you did. You did after school.
Nah, realistically, if you knew what was going on, you're the one holding the camera giggling and that.
I know.
You said it's your fault.
There's a thing at the time.
Oh, okay.
Alright,
Yeah, that is
the
mad.
drawing to a close, lads. Time is of essence. Crazy. Before we get to ours' dilemma.
Wait, before we do that, you're gonna eat the wings.
Well, yeah, let's talk about the wings. How many wings have you had today? Let me
I've
see.
had
Let me see
two.
chicken
I've
bone
had
gravy.
two.
Let me see chicken bone gravy.
I've had two, bro. What I'm
see
saying,
that?
this
it's a chicken bone gravy.
What have you seen in there? This looks like they're for the taking.
But
innit?
I haven't had any though.
Put them on your tissue then or something.
What? How can you call him in a
Just take him. Just take him. Just take him.
Move, man. I still getting ready and that was snatch.
Snatch and grab us some wings.
Do that for them.
Them wings must be nice then.
Moving on.
Before we get to ours dilemma, tune of the week, boys. So, something that you've been banging this week. Decent tune.
Come on.
Start with you, my brother.
A new artist that I recently discovered still. His name's Ads Boogie. I believe the tune's called No Favors. And the tune just bangs.
Yeah.
It's a bit like a drill song, but like the content of the song is a bit different. And I like when people like stand out and say stuff a bit different. Like some of the lines that he's saying, it's like, you know how Joe's talk about, yeah, I got this money and did this. He's like, yo, just spent 25 bags on a wedding and you get me, my missus is happy when she cooked that cake. And it's like, yeah, sick. Like you come to you different with it, you get me?
Fair
Okay.
play.
So, you get me? Ads Boogie. Look out for my man.
Yeah, it sounds calm still. No, I'll definitely-
Sick.
Well, you, my brother.
Bro, I've just been banging the same tune from a couple of weeks ago.
You dry patty.
I know.
Is that the one that you can't remember?
Nah. It was Abs on deck, man.
Jiggy on there.
Yeah.
It's a tune though still. Come on.
Like I said, I didn't say it last week. I did say it last week.
One song on repeat.
That's be my tune, man.
Yeah, mine's Swarms, featuring Krypton Conan and Band OK. It's however do you want it.
Yeah, that's a good tune,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a banger still.
That just dropped over there, innit?
Yeah. Recent one still. But it's live. Yeah, trust me, it's a vibesy tune, man. Trust me. I already said already. Swams has got the hooks, man.
Yeah, it
Get
comes with some banger hooks in
Yeah,
it.
trust me, he's got the hooks. Got unlock.
What about you? What you got?
Old school, brother. I've been listening to Don't Rush. I'll be honest. By what name again?
Bugsy and
Bugsy
Young
and,
T
yeah.
and Bugsy.
Yeah, Young T and Bugsy. Don't Rush. I know it's kind of old, but like.
Yeah, but that's
I'm
what
not-
you've been listening to,
I'm-
and
You been doing the
I've been-
challenge?
Eh?
You been doing the
No
challenge?
challenge, bro.
Lies. On TikTok. Man, been on TikTok. Do you know what the challenge is?
come on.
Okay, then
That's why you
Snapchat.
put so many cups in the fridge. No, man,
Watch
In the
him.
camera
Watch
like
him.
Yeah.
I've been banging that tune. Do you know what it is? Because obviously we ain't been out in ages, innit? And like, it's kind of like a party tune, man. And I've just been listening to
it's a good
Biggie
tune.
Dog.
Nah, I hear
Just
that
go out and
still.
have a little drink and you get me, shake a leg. But you know, it is what it is.
Don't worry, soon
Oz,
come, man. Soon come. Don't worry.
what you saying, my brother? What is the dilemma for this week?
You're listening to Oz's Dilemma.
Week office theft. Alright, so you're in charge of petty cash at the office. However, a co-worker is responsible for making a weekly trip to the bank to make the business deposit and obtain petty cash for the following week. In a conversation with your mutual supervisor, you are asked if the increase in petty cash amount was enough. You, however, have not seen any additional money. You realize your co-worker has been pocketing the additional money. Do you A. Tell your supervisor you have neither asked for nor received any additional petty cash and that you suspect your co-worker is pocketing the money? B. Tell your co-worker your suspicions and give them a chance to pay back the money. C. Say nothing and just wait and see what happens.
Ooh.
Is it something that I can get in trouble for? Like,
I wanna say
it's seen as me. Like, could it be pointed to me?
But you're in charge of the petty cash, though, innit? So yeah.
There you go. Listen.
Like,
I'd have to clarify, like, all right, so yeah, it seems like it was. How much did you give me again? I'd probably have to ask because, you know, like if it's a significant amount that's going missing and that, do you reckon? I don't know if it would make it any more like more important. Because I think like, all right, say if the petty cash is like £7.50 and change or whatever, and then the manager is giving me an extra £5, he's taking more than 50% of the original petty cash, of the new petty cash that's been given. So he's taking a lot of money, you get me? He's taking a £5 out of the £12 that's there, well, 13, whatever, however much is there. You get what I'm saying? So I'd probably have to go and speak to him.
yeah, I'll say nah, but not all I'm in
I'd
charge.
have to go
You
and speak
can't
to him.
just do that.
Yeah, if you're in charge of it, like,
Yeah. don't
so
try and
they're coming to you asking you what's going on. You get me? Like, get me? What are you doing? So the supervisor's like, yo, Dre, what going on? Like, whoa.
I think
What are
I'd
you
have to go
saying?
and speak to the person that's making these deposits because I'm going to be like,
Yeah.
well, how come this is short?
But when you know about the books, though, there must be somewhere that logging it, innit?
Basically, you've realized, or you're suspicious about what's going on. Are you going and speaking to the guy? That's what it's saying. Tell your co-worker of your suspicions. Give them the chance to pay it back.
Yeah, I'd have to probably give him a chance to pay it back.
But so
Go-
you
go
tell
to
them,
the
yo,
co-worker.
I know what you're doing. Pay it back. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably say that. Yeah.
Probably you would.
More than likely, I'd probably be
A,
like,
B, or Z.
more than likely, I'd be like, you know what? I know what you're doing. We'll have a chat, but you need to pay it back.
But how would you prove that? Say if he just says I ain't doing anything. Say if he went to the manager after that, like, and just says, I haven't taken anything.
Well, I'd be like, well, we've had this much.
But you're in charge though.
This much is being banked, so you're taking the difference because you've been.
But how are you gonna prove that though? Because that's a problem. He's probably pocketing it, but where's the proof gone? If you're in charge and you ain't seen no books or anything like that, and a man's coming to you and saying, "Was it enough?" How do you even know if it was enough?
I'd ask how much one they was giving me, and then how much they're taking out, or working out how much has been used to work out the difference.
So then, when you've done that, Detective Morse, what are you gonna do next?
Process of elimination. So much is going missing.
What are you gonna do?
Only certain people have access to the petty cash, isn't it?
You know the thing is like, if I wasn't in charge of the petty cash, yeah, then I'm not even trying to get involved like that. Like, if you're wanting to like teeth the little petty cash, like, you do your thing and you get me. But because I'm in charge of it, yeah, like, bro, you need to pay that money back.
Pay it back, yes.
Get me? It's as simple as that. Like, I know what you've been doing. Like, don't lie to me. Like, just pay it back. Simple, bro.
Funny thing is, something like that happened at my old workplace. Some geezer was taking the admin fees. Rather taking the admin fees and then paying them back like 2 weeks later.
So he's taking it and doing what? Buying his lunches with them.
I don't even know.
Who's taking?
To be fair, we don't even know how much the money is. I mean, the fact that you've said that small amount of money, it makes it seem like...
He said petty cash.
I don't know how much petty cash is. How much is petty cash?
It's usually about £100.
Like a flow. It's
The
gonna
float's
be
like 20 quid, innit? Remember?
not more than like 50 or 100.
So
That's
it's
not
usually-
pay cash to me, bro.
it's usually like
saying
buy milk.
100, if you're saying 100,
That's not pay cash, bro. If he's making a change,
It's about 50. It's about
every
30
week,
quid.
50 quid.
Because it's usually like milk and that sort of thing.
Nah, it depends.
Stationaries.
you know
That's
what?
what
If
I
he
think.
came out, if he came out with some like, if it was safe,
Making coins at the strippers.
No, I'm saying like the two.
He's like £2. £1.
here's a quid. Here's a quid.
They're licking it off their head.
What kind of strip clubs you going to?
Mate.
Boy.
Now, you know what, with me, I'm just going to say to him that I was telling the guy, whoever I'm working with, is doing that. I was like, yo, if you are taking anything out of the till, don't do it while I'm working. I mean, if it does come back, I'm going to say, I don't know what's happened to the money, you get me? And then if it does come to a situation where it's happened more than once, then I'll just say I don't want to work with my man.
Yeah, but you're in charge, so he's gonna be like, "Where's the money?" That's
Yeah, I'm gonna
that's
say, all right,
gross-
then, if-
gross
if-
misconduct. To like,
I'm going to say, if you're putting me in charge, then I want to be the only person to access it.
but
Yeah,
you are
yeah,
in charge, though, innit?
Yeah, but if I'm in charge, how is he taking it from me?
He gets to go to the bank regularly. That's what he does. He goes to the bank with the money to make drop-offs.
I'm saying if I'm in charge, I don't want no one else to have access to it.
So it says,
If
look,
anything goes missing, don't ask me.
However, a co-worker is responsible for making weekly trips to the bank to make the business deposit and obtain petty cash for the following week. So that's every time he's getting that.
So you already know who he is. So you're definitely gonna.
Because if it's
They
not
got,
you,
got me having a chat with him like, yo.
You're making it look like it's me. So if you are doing anything, just stop it. Cause I'm not with it. You get me?
But
But say, all right, say if the manager came to you, said it was enough, and then obviously you've turned around and said, I don't know. And it's like,
I don't know.
I'm not gonna say it was right when I did my thing.
Huh?
When I put it where I needed to put it, it was
Nah,
right.
but like you're in charge of it. So if he's coming to you and saying, was it enough, and you're saying, I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I'm saying it was right when I did it. So if you've looked at it after and said it's not enough,
You said that to your manager.
yeah.
I'm gonna say let me
He's
double
not
check and get
talking
back
to
to
the
you.
manager. Is he talking to the guy who's taking the
Yeah, I'm
money?
saying if the manager asks me where's the
the
money
manager?
gone, I'm
Oh.
gonna say it was right whenever I've deposited where I need to deposit it. But when it's gone somewhere else and money's gone missing, I don't know what's happened to that money. Simple.
He's just telling the truth, man.
Yeah,
I'm saying I don't know, like
But if he said,
and then-
I put you in charge of that, so why don't you know?
because I've put it where I need to put it, and then it's gone where it's needed to go. Unless you wanted me to take it to the bank, I'll take it to the bank. Sack my man.
Who's the boss? Who's the boss?
How are you doing your job? So I've only got control to a certain point, and after it goes past my control, you're telling me I'm in charge when it's not in my control.
Man's talking to the boss man like he's down at Zaps and that. Your boss.
Your boss man.
Because if
Give me a
you
one.
Man said down at Zaps, you know.
he's the boss, if he's the boss, he should know that that's not in my control. That's like someone sending a letter and they say, how come the letter got ripped in the Royal Mail? That, what do you want me to do? Like, I sent it fine. So, you get me?
He's got a point.
You know that
Did you send
I've
it
got no
recorded
control.
delivery or?
Speak
Because
to
if you sent it
Pat.
properly, if you sent it recorded delivery,
Nah.
you know that's guaranteed.
Nah.
If you're sending my man blindly, then it's your fault, isn't it?
No, I'll just say straight. I did my thing, passed it to Gary. Ask Gary. You get me? Oh, go on, you only asking me.
Man like Gaz, you know.
Is it the go-to?
Hey.
You get me? 'Cause Gary left the building with the right amount of money. You get me? So, I don't know why you're asking me.
So you wouldn't speak to Gary, you just go straight to the bus. Then?
Now, before the bus, if like I knew that something got wrong, I would have said to Gary, yo, if you doing anything dodgy, don't do it.
Now
while
we
I'm
don't
trying
know
to
because the
work.
bus has come to you. So you obviously didn't know he was doing it. The bus
Yeah.
has come to you said,
Yeah, I would have just said, ask Gary. I don't know.
"How you talk to your bus?"
I don't know.
It's just me and my man here. I say like something's gone wrong. I don't know. Ask
Clear out
my
your
man.
desk, you're fired.
Honestly,
End the conversation.
between me and Gary after that, they get me. You get me?
Right.
We have to work with his phone, you know, ready to happy stuff.
Get me fired for £2.50, bro. Get me? That's wrong.
Oh god.
I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, jeez. Alright, boys. We have drawn to an end, man. Few shout outs. Make sure you check the socials.
Make sure you check out the Instagram, Vodka Wings.
Yes.
Check out the Twitter.
YouTube at Vodka and Wings. All of that.
All of that good stuff. Make sure you do, ladies and gents.
Get
And
me,
we-
like and subscribe.
Catch us on Apple.
Yes.
Apple, Spotify.
Yes.
Yes. Download
Sure.
the thing.
Vodka Wings.
Apple,
We are
iTunes,
out
all
here,
of that
ladies
stuff.
and gents. We are out here.
Boom.
Latest.
We shall catch you
Yeah.
on the next one.
In a bit.
All right, peace.